Good morning, good evening, good night. You are watching Xot Talk Show. We are going to code Emacs Lisp and Python. So if you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed. Necessarily so. If you are watching this live, say hi here, okay? Say hi right now. Concurrent viewers, 1. That's myself. So, okay, Emacs Lisp, so video check, audio check, video check, audio check. So Emacs Lisp coding, okay? Now, 2 days ago, we did a episode of Sound Talk Show, episode 715, JavaScript Markdown to HTML code, algorithm of text processing. So we explored that. Fantastic, that's 1 hour, go watch it. So and since about a few months ago, we got video artificial intelligence summary from Google. Fantastic. So it summarizes what I'm talking about. So you can read it, just in 30 seconds, you can see what's going on in my video. The video itself is 1 hour. And if you watch at 1.5 speed, which is optimal, then it's going to be let's see, that's gonna be divided by, so that this is a test 1.5. So what you want to compute is 1 over 1.5. So the question is 60-minute video. If you play at 1.5 speed, what's the duration of the video? So the factor to multiply would be 1 over 1.5. So that would be equivalent to 10 over 15. Multiply both top and bottom by 10. 10 over 15. Then you divide it by 3. By 5. So that's 2 over 3. So the factor, the scaling factor is 2 over 3. So that's 2 of a third. So 60 minutes divided by 3 times 2, divided by 3 is 20 minutes, times 2 is 40 minutes. So 60 minutes video become 40 minutes if you play at 1.5 speed. Is that fantastic? You get that? Okay. So now let's proceed to today's talk show. So that's 2 days ago. We talked about the algorithm of text processing. How do they do it? Of diverse language designs, Python, Golang, F#. We haven't got into it. JavaScript, we haven't. But anyway, so today, let's just write a Emacs Lisp command, Emacs, which is what I'm using right now. It's more efficient than VS Code. You Microsoft, you unlearned Microsoft people, most popular VS Code. So what is VS Code? For example, start opening VS Code, this command I wrote in Emacs Lisp. So Emacs Lisp starting VS Code. Now, every time I start VS Code, I want to show you this. So VS Code, just one single file. Open this file in VS Code. You see right there. And, compared, let's go to the top. You see doc type, HTML, Sound Talk Show 2025, 1123, episode 716. And here is VS Code, same thing, okay? Now, how do I magnify? Let's see. Control scroll doesn't work. Control Alt scroll. Stupid VS Code doesn't follow the Windows tradition. Control scroll doesn't work. So now Control plus. Even Control plus doesn't work. What the fuck? VS Code. Oh, okay. Control plus works. So you can see VS Code is opening one single file. Actually, 2 files because it got the release notes, whatever. So 2 files. And the Emacs, let's see. I got 3 files. In fact, I can open 10 of them. So let's see. Those are thumbnails. Those are right now I'm actually using a lot of memory, because I'm opening image files. Anyway, so let's look at the memory usage. every time I open VS Code, I have to show you guys this. So there it is, Emacs 105 megabytes. By the way, normally it's 60 megabytes. Because I opened a few image files, it goes up. But after a while, it go down, okay? 105 megabytes, several image files. Now, VS Code, you can see 1 gigabyte. Jesus, wait, that's Google. That's Google Chrome. So there it is, VS Code. 480 megabytes. You know, if you start to do something, it's going to be 1 gigabyte. You know? So that's a problem of VS Code. Besides, it's less efficient than Emacs. Okay, close it. Shut it. Shut it. Okay, that's VS Code each situation. Why is that way? Well, let's not talk about it today. So anyway, so today we're gonna do is let's close that showing browser. We're gonna do Talk Show. Yeah, let's get a Python. So we're gonna download a Python program that does Markdown to HTML, convert Markdown to HTML. Then we're gonna write Emacs Lisp code to call that Python program, so that we can have, you know, convert Markdown to HTML right here. So actually, let me just show you, okay? So make sure today, yeah, so it's Markdown tutorial. If you don't know what that is, copy this. This Markdown tutorial is xali.info. Then search for Markdown. Okay, so you search it, you'll find it. And there it is, xali.info, Markdown tutorial. No HTTPS in the URL. It's just HTTP, no S, okay? Don't be fooled by browser telling you security problem. This site is insecure because something. My website is not telling you to send me credit cards, so you don't need HTTPS. The coding populace has been fooled. Anyway, Markdown tutorial. So you find it and okay, close it. So here we already copied it. So that's Markdown. So you select all, then you press a key. Look at the pink window on the left. You can see the command I call. Press a key. You see the command is XHTML Markdown to HTML. Right here, and tab S is my key. I'm using Softline keys and I'm using Vorak keyboard layout. Softline keys is the most efficient key binding system for Emacs. I talked about it in almost every video of my 700 videos, okay? So you can see it converted to Markdown. So undo, so this is Markdown. Now redo, go to the top. This is converted to HTML. So you can see, but so this is this command I showed you guys 2 days ago, this Emacs Lisp. So copy it, new buffer, paste it, 130 lines. So there it is. So show in Emacs Lisp mode. So you see, pretty short text processing. Okay, close that, close that. But so this is the result, but it's not. There are some errors. So I talked about it 2 days ago. The major issues is that you have, when you have nested list and when you have table in Markdown, or when you have a block of code that contains Markdown text itself. Okay, that's an issue. So let's see if all these other programs, you know, written in Python, in Golang, in JavaScript, let's see if they actually deal with those situations. Okay, like especially when you have code of Python, for example, that process. So if you have a Python code that processes Markdown itself, so you want to turn that into to HTML, it's gonna create a problem. Let's see if they do that. Okay, so close that. So showing browser again. So the first job is we want to ask artificial intelligence, grok, please help my biological intelligence. Let's say Python Markdown to HTML. It'll tell me which one to get. Okay, here are the most common and effective ways to convert Markdown to HTML in Python using Markdown most popular recommended. So pip install Markdown. Okay, there it is. So now let's hold on, wait for it to finish. Let's magnify so you can see the glorious text. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, this is not turning into this. I want to magnify the window. Stupid, the cursor doesn't change. Okay, okay, this is kind of idiotic. Okay, so anyway, so you gotta do pip install Markdown. Okay, so that's too big. Shrink. Okay, pip install Markdown. Now should I do it? Yeah, okay, let's find out. So I can do it in eShell, or I can go to PowerShell. Let's do it in PowerShell. So magnify. Paste. Okay, let's do it. Downloading Markdown, something up to date. Pip upgrade. A new release of pip is available. Okay. Python and pip install upgrade pip to update run. Okay, downloading Markdown 3.10 Python 3 none any something installing collected packages Markdown. Okay, successful installed. So that's good enough for me. Let's track the AI answer. So we get so close that, show in browser. So are you guys here with me? Okay, say something. Oh, fantastic. We're gonna check your comments in a minute. Okay, fantastic. Okay, showing browser. Yeah, so we got first of all we got the question. Let's see. Okay, so we got Python Markdown to HTML. So copy the URL, copy the link. So this is AI bot answer showing browser there. Okay, click it. It's public, so you guys can look at. Okay, Python Markdown to HTML. Then it says this is how you do it. Let's do it. Okay, so Python, paste the code, pop it out. Let's look at how it's going. Okay, hello world from Python mode. Now this code is incorrect. You see the bracket, I mean the triple quote is not closed. AI idiot. Hi AI, you are an idiot. Oh, you see this is a mistake, it dropped there. So let's see. So supposedly, no, that's not right. So let's see. So it's a string, and here's Markdown, and then yeah, Markdown text. So and what is that? Markdown text and wait, this is all fucked up. Where's the function? Where's the function called to convert it? Oh, here. Stupid. You see the grok got syntax like rendering issues when you have code involving this backtick and quote. That typically happens. Okay, So let's see. So here is the code. So you don't need the triple backtick. Does it mean anything in Python? No. So this is a variable markdown. So that should be hello. What? Where are they printing these fucking idiots? It should print HTML. Okay. So let's name it XHTML. Copy and just print that value. Okay. So now press a key to format the code. Let's see if there's a syntax error. Wait. Press this key. Python format buffer. That's right. So let's say that. Do it. Okay. No, you cannot have that. Wait, you cannot do that. Do that. Okay. Let's say do that. Okay, it's formatted. Now let's run the code. Run. Oh, beautiful. Let's see. Compare bold italics. So it seems to work. Beautiful. Okay. So let's change the variable name because I like them to start with X. So let me read the comments, okay, before it's too long. I enjoy agent coding now. No more need to learn linear algebra, data structure, and algorithm. What is agent coding? I don't understand. One Jesus by Electron, my friend, eat my RAM. That's right. So do you recommend to kill buffers that are not in use to save memory? Okay, so let me answer that question. So hold on a second. Okay, so let's put the code back. Syntax color it in HTML, show in browser. So this is today's talk show. Fantastic. That's progress. We downloaded a Python package Markdown and we run it, test it, it works. Okay. And so hold on. So let me answer the question about Emacs question from ACP Junior. Do you recommend to kill buffers that are not in use to save memory? Okay. So Emacs, Emacs, you have lots of buffers. Like, I just compile something. You have compile log list buffer. Go back to list buffer. You have validate HTML. Close it. It's empty because every time I open something in browser, there's a hook. It will automatically validate the page's HTML. So show in browser. So you can see at the bottom. HTML, XML valid. Okay, so if I, for example, delete that, okay, let's say delete that section, you see it becomes colored because I'm using HTML mode, so here's my source code, HTML mode, in fact, several files, about 2,000 lines of code, and maybe 2,000 lines of code. So HTML, so let's see. Highlight them, yellow. So you see all these are HTML part of. So HTML mode, there is a function that close that will validate the HTML buffer. So we wrote that about 2 or 3 years ago live. Okay, just go to YouTube, search Xali validate HTML. We wrote it live, so it's putting to great use. So if you have this page like that, you can call the command directly. Now watch the pink window, it'll show my command there, okay? So let's press the key to that. So you see error. Buffer todo.html closing tag SE at position 1900 does not match last open tag section at position 1701. So let's go to 1900. So press. There it is. It jumps to the location of the error, you see. So close that. Let's say we didn't know. So we simply wrote something, and we show in browser, and boom, you see, it automatically do a check and tell me there's error. Okay, so now undo, 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 undo. So we back to the section. Okay, now let's close this. Okay, expand the window, show in browser. You see, it says HTML, XML valid. That's the power of Emacs Lisp. And I can show you the source code. Okay, so the source code. So describe key, press, and here is the documentation. XHTML validate XML buffer found in XHTML mode map, which is an interactive bytecode function in XHTML engine.el. It is found to the key tab UH on Vora keyboard layout. Okay, so go to the source code. There it is. So we wrote this live. Okay, so you guys can check it out. So date 2023. That's 2 years ago. Fantastic and beautiful. So close that. So that's a digression. Okay, so close that, close that, close that. So the question is, in Emacs, you got all these buffers. Personally, I close buffers I don't use because I'm a functional programmer. You know, a functional programmer is a clean programmer, unlike the C and C++ bit diddlers. You know, when you are done, you close it. As opposed to a lot of Emacs users, you tend to accumulate buffers. So like normally you don't shut down Emacs. So after a week, you have few hundred buffers open. Okay. I used to be like that. The reason Emacs tends to accumulate buffer, you don't close it. Like if you, for example, let's, okay, refresh. Okay, that's gone. So let's say, let's open this. Okay, so this is the talk show index page. Okay, so let's say I want to go to today's talk show. So today's talk show is right here. So I just press enter, open it, show in browser. That's today's talk show. Now but if you list all the buffer, you can see the index page is still open. So you can see there, you see this index page is still open. So I believe for most Emacs user, you just leave buffers open. You just open what you want. You don't bother to close them until one day you find out, oh my God, I got 500. It's very common, 300 buffers. I used to have like 300 buffers. Then you start to close them. So you can, for example, there's a command, kill buffer, kill some buffers. Okay, that command will go through each one and ask you. Okay, or you can just quit the entire Emacs and restart. So personally, my habit is always kill the buffers I don't need. I'm done, using, for example, this talk show index page, close it. I have fantastic one key press. You see, I just did that. Undo, reopen it, so one key, then this buffer XR validate HTML output. I don't need it. That's close. Okay, so that's what I typically do. I close buffers I don't need. So my buffer are usually just like 10, 20. Sometimes I do batch, so 50 buffer, then I close them all. That's my habit. Now the reason people tend to accumulate buffers in Emacs, you have a few hundred, is because the Emacs command to kill buffer is this. Okay, that's the Emacs command. When you call it, it's very annoying. Are you sure? Are you sure this is the one you want to kill? Kill means close, by the way. That's a traditional hacker word for close or kill process, like close. Okay. Are you sure? Very annoying. So you have to say yes or no, like yes, then you kill that. So that's annoying. So why you wanna, so that's why buffers tend to accumulate, because you got the default command kill buffer affirms, asking a question to affirm you annoying. And go to XAR Emacs blog, search for kill buffer. You'll find I have an article on that. Emacs flaw, kill buffer command induces buffer accumulation. That is my research finding. That's a reason people have so many, like hundreds buffers, and they tend to brag about it. Look at my Emacs. I got 500 buffers. That means I'm powerful. No, because your user interface design is fucked, so that induces this garbage. That's the real reason. Okay, so this article is 2012, and there is a collection of articles on Emacs flaw. Most of them written about 10 or years ago, 10 or 20. Okay, so to this day, most many of these are not fixed. Like most of these are not fixed. That's that's Emacs. That's open source. So that answers your question about, do I close my buffer? However, I don't close them because of memory, to save memory. Well, that's not, that's not my primary reason, especially today. In the past 10 years, you got like few gigabytes, 16 gigabytes of memory. So Emacs doesn't, the memory doesn't grow. Okay, so no certificate. Yeah. New Zealand 899. Thank you, Johnny Walk 9KS 9,000 miles. Thank you. Do you have a question? New Zealand. Okay, that's a digression about Emacs. Okay, so let's actually so let's go back to talk show. Wait, this is already so. Let's not talk about Emacs. Let's get this. So we got this done, Markdown Python code. I want to look at the code, okay? So, but actually we got it done. Well, wait, we need to write an Emacs command to call this. So, okay, so that's, okay, let's focus on that. Let's hope that we can do that, finish that in 30 minutes, okay? So we need to write an Emacs command to call, to send whatever in current buffer, a text to this Python program, and the Python will create an output. Then the Emacs will grab the output and replace the text in your screen. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So let's focus on that. Let's not digress too much. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. Say good, guys. Applause, please. Make this lively. Okay. So let's begin. Okay, so that's a command. So okay, so now Emacs Lisp. Okay, so let's quickly let me get some template things out of the way. So XAR HTML Markdown no hyphen Markdown to HTML. I think I already have that function. Okay, so yeah. So let's add Python variation, because my function is written in Emacs Lisp. Okay, now this is Python variation. Okay, call the external command. To convert the current text block or selection of Markdown to HTML. Okay, that's a documentation, all important. Typical industrial programmers, they don't care, they don't write this, because they can't type, they can't touch type, oh my god, this is too much, so, and they are the typical coders in the industry, most people, C, C++, they are trial and error coders, most of them, because they don't know mathematics. They don't have mathematical training. I am a mathematical type of coder, so I always write the documentation first, spec first. But the vast majority, from my experience in the industry, vast majority of coders, they are kind of like intuition, trial and error. So if they want to write this, they just start code right away. Oh, they can do it fast, okay, faster than me. But they they just start trial and error. Oh, error. Oh, gotta fix that. And error. Oh, but how, trial and error. So my style is opposite of that. I write the documentation first, and when I code, typically one-shot coding. I think about the problem, take me an hour or something. Then when I start to type it once, perfect. Typically, I mean, well, there's some exaggeration, okay, but that's typically the case. In contrast to these most, industrial coders, trial and error, and also I know the language down to the last bone of the language, the last feather of the language, maybe Emacs Lisp or Python. Well, not anyway, most languages, Emacs Lisp, Python, or whatever Golang language I study the language in depth first. Not necessarily Python though. Python I haven't. So anyway, so you need to so what you need to do is call Python select region of interest, then send it, call the Python Markdown to HTML script. It may be a script or it may be not. Then send the region to it, get its output. Okay, now replace buffer text with that. Okay, that's basically the steps algorithm, also known as. Okay, so let's check the comment. No certificate. Yeah, I talked about that many times. HTTPS. Okay, the triple backtick is part of the Markdown to mark up a code block. Of course, grok did not close the triple backticks. Okay, so no, well, it's besides actually the grok renderer is pretty fucked. It's basically fucked. So, no question, just here for the rants. Thank you, Johnny. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, keep your comments. Okay, so we got so far so good. Now the one of the issue. Okay, so here, so put it back. Syntax correct, showing browser. So here is the Python code. So you want to, oh God, so this is getting a bit involved. You want to so it's you see, the Python Markdown is a library. It's not a standalone command. So you kind of you can't. So you effectively you have to create this script on the fly. Oh God. Yeah, you create this script on the fly. Or okay, this. Okay, we need to get faster. We need to go faster. Okay, we can't think too much. So let's just save it as script for now. Okay, let's just save the script for now. Then we worry about. Then we write the Emacs Lisp code to create this script on the fly. Then code as a file. Then call Python to code the file. So is it interesting? Are you guys following me? Interesting. Okay, so let's open. So here save let's say markdown to HTML py. Okay, so go to the directory and change the space to underscore. So we got the file, and put some date. So we can track. So, and here is the input. Now, before we do anything, let's make sure it actually works on more complicated markdown. Okay, so you want to go to markdowns, copy that. So now markdown is this. Can you do that? Okay, it's not your simple example, it's my example. Can you actually do this? Run it. Oh, very fast. Okay, let's see. Okay, now copy that new buffer, paste it, make it XOR Emacs Lisp mod. Okay, so go to the top. So, and we want to format it. Let's see. Wait. So wait, not XOR Emacs Lisp mod, XOR HTML mod, XOR HTML mode. Okay, now that looks better. Now tab F to format it. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Now let's see. Let's validate the file to see if it's valid HTML. So press. It's valid. Oh Jesus! The Python people. I mean, well, they have to work correctly, because otherwise it's gonna be a disaster, because this is used very frequently. So whatever error, they have to fix. So it looks like it's working. So let's try save this xx today's date, then .html. Okay, now showing browser. Looks good. Does it looks good to you? Yes. Italic and important and bold and stuff, and unordered list and dash unordered list, order list correct. Nested list, that's one of the tricky part. They did it correctly. Fantastic. Okay, copy the path, close it. So let's go down. Hold on a second. Okay, so close it, paste, reopen, copy the file path, close it. So we got let's link that. Okay, so we got this is the output. Showing browser. So this is the code, the Python code. That's right. And this is the this is the output. Okay, fantastic. Now there's something we can try here, the Python code. Now let's try if you have a nested code. Okay, so let me do it. Okay, so let's just say, so we got nested code. Okay, so okay, close. Okay, so you see, now let's try, this is JavaScript console log and the backtick. Tricky. I'm gonna try to trick you. I have $, these cats. You know, you should say I have 4 cats. So this is code, and this code is in JavaScript. Let's put it there. That's standard markdown. You know, so when you convert this, you see, if you do this naively, if you're gonna write markdown to HTML naively, this part is gonna fuck up, because that's, you know, that is a name of the programming language, which is not part of the code. So the first line needs to be treated specially, depending on whether it's, you know, programming language name. So that's you could say it's a flaw, design flaw of the markdown, because this represent code, but that JavaScript, that's not code. Okay, Then inside it you have Markdown. So if you have JavaScript, so this should be that, God. Okay, so this is a JavaScript string syntax. Okay, so if you convert this, so let's run it. Let's just see if it works. It works correctly. Can you see? It didn't convert this backtick to code, so this worked correctly. So okay, so we can. So far it's very good. Okay, so we can, okay, so far it's good. Now let's copy the full file path of this, and now let's go to Emacs Lisp. So this is the script you want to call. So shell, let's just do it quickly. Okay, shell command. What? I believe it's which one? Oh God, this one. Okay, so do it. Shell command. Yeah. Okay, so well, so let me do that. Okay. And wait. Okay, so this is script path. Okay, define that to be that script path. Okay, now shell command script path, and you need the input. Okay, so you need okay, so markdown text, you need to set it. Okay, so how do you set it? For now, let's just do trivial. Okay, let's just say if region active P, if there's a selection, then you do, okay, begin end. Okay, that's begin end. So that's begin and end. Those are integers for the beginning position in the buffer and end position. Okay, so if the region is active, then set qx begin to be region beginning. Okay, then set x end to be region end. Okay, region beginning returns the position of the beginning of a selection, like this. Okay, and end is the end position. Okay, the set them. Then so if region active, set that. Okay, if the region is not active, then what you do is you, oh God, you need to go to beginning of the, oh God, let me do this quickly. Okay, saving search and search backward. Okay, search backward for two set x begin, search backward two empty lines, then match end. Then you set the beginning of the, so if there is no region, what you want to do is you want to do a text block like this. This is a text block. This is a text block. Or if your cursor is here, this is the text block. So text block is separated by blank lines. Okay, so if region is not active, then you search for two blank lines and you set it to the end of the blank line. Then you search forward again, two blank lines. That's that. Okay, and two of it. Then okay, so we don't care. Then search forward that. Then set x end to be match beginning of those blank lines. Okay, so is that clear? So okay, so but let me check bound. Is that clear? Does you guys understand? Do you need explicit handling of end of file? Yes, you do. So yeah, so actually that's what I'm doing now. So so optional bound, no error, true. If you cannot find it, there's error. So but you just say no error, true. That means don't tell me about it. Don't ignore the error. Okay, we don't care. So you need neo and t here. Okay, delete that. You need the neo and t. Same thing here. Okay, prettify the code. So there. Okay, so like if you are at the beginning, what's a block? This is a block, but there is no two blank lines above it. So you want to deal with that situations. Ignore the error if you cannot find two blank lines. Okay, so if there is no selection, then you set. Okay, that's set up the beginning and end. Okay, then markdown text. Okay, set markdown text buffer. So you want to grab the text between the beginning and end. Buffer substring no properties. Okay, that's very common. I did this 1,000 times in my 100 Emacs Lisp writing live streams. Okay, so just search for my YouTube on Emacs Lisp coding is like 100 videos. So okay, so we got that set. We got beginning and end. Let's put that in here. Then we got markdown text. That's a variable, local variable. Then script path. Okay, we got the beginning and end set there. We got markdown text and the script. Okay, now the script needs to take a okay, the shell command needs to be something like Python location. Then okay, so you need concat the string Python, then script path, then x markdown text. So it's a bit tricky. How do you pass? So on the command line, when you want to call some Python script, convert this py. Wait, what? God. So that's the question. Python convert mark down to HTML py, right? Then you need kind of the. So it's a bit tricky. So you can typically a Python script can take input from the STDIN, from the Unix idiots, STDIN. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? That's like, if you code, then you must know. STDIN, that's a standard input. Or you can take like, text equals to, like this way. This way is no good because then you got the backslash hell. It's impossible to escape them. So let's make it take from standard input, and let's make it output to standard output. Okay, you guys are following me? Do you guys understand? Could you use mark paragraph? Yes, in Emacs. So in Emacs you have a command called mark paragraph. For example, I call it mark paragraph. I never use it. Why? Because the mark paragraph, what is its definition of paragraph? That depends on something called syntax table for the current buffer. So in Emacs buffer, you have this thing called syntax table, and that is each buffer has one. Okay, they may be different. So when you turn on a major mode, like Python mode, HTML mode, XAR HTML mode, or XAR Elisp mode, or Elisp mode from other people. When you turn on a major mode, the major mode typically set or modify the syntax table. So the current buffer, it has a syntax table, local to the buffer, and that's when the markdown command. What is a paragraph? It checks. It depends on the syntax table. Okay, so we can look at the code. So basically, what that means, the behavior is dependent on what is the current major mode. So when you are coding that command here, it does this, without blank lines. But somewhere when you are on a different machine doing JavaScript, it may be something else. That's a problem. So I don't like it. So let's look up mark. I never use this command. Okay, so let's look up the documentation. Mark paragraph is an interactive native compiled function in paragraph.el. Mark paragraph syntax is this optional arg allow extended something infer type. This is new. In the past few years, Emacs Lisp added this type thing. So put point at beginning of this paragraph, mark at end. Okay, the paragraph marked is the one that contains point or follows point. The Emacs idiots jargon. Like, what the fuck is a point? Just say cursor position. The fuck, the Emacs dev. Okay, they refuse, because, we invented the concept cursor position before any text editor. That's why we call it point. Point. So after 40 years, like today's generation, then when they want to use Emacs, what the fuck is a point? Like, what the fuck is a point? So that's why they go to VS Code. So, the Emacs people, we refuse, we're not going to change this. So stupid Emacs people. That's why nobody use Emacs. It's dying. It's dying like dinosaur. Emacs dev fuckheads. You guys, okay? I'm too old. They know I'm a troll. They think I'm a troll. I've been fighting with them for 20 years. Okay, so now it relies on you guys, new generation. So you guys, talk to the dev in some way, politely or whatever. Get them to change. This point in documentation, say cursor position. Okay, point my ass. Okay, anyway, back to the mark paragraph. Okay, so put point at the beginning of this paragraph, mark at the end. And the mark means, that's another concept. But basically, it just means selection, okay? So with arg something, okay? Let's just look at the source code because I'm a hard coder. I want to see the code there, okay? So here, define mark, mark paragraph. Let's look carefully how they define paragraph. So transient mark, is complicated. Go to jar forward. There it is. So it depends. So So what is the meaning of paragraph in mark paragraph? It relies on this command, forward paragraph. So now let's look up that command, that function. Forward paragraph is defined. So let's go to that documentation and expand the window. So for forward paragraph. Move forward to end the paragraph with argument arg, do it arg times. Okay, a line which paragraph start matches either separate paragraphs. If paragraph separate matches it also, or is the first line of a paragraph. Confusing. I know what it's saying. A paragraph end is the beginning of a line which is not part of the paragraph. Oh God. So let's look at the code. Field prefix rejects. Oh God. Field prefix not equal field prefix. What the fuck is field prefix? Complicated code. That's why I don't use, I don't use this. Parse start if and not equal empty string or paragraph start. So highlight paragraph start. Let's see, what the fuck is paragraph start? Okay, so it's actually a variable. So you need to look at, so then, the code go on and on field prefix, I just want to select the paragraph. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Complicated. This is fundamental code in Emacs. This is written like this code mark paragraph is like at least 40 years old. I'm pretty sure 30 at least. Move on, because, well, in part they also have to deal with right to left languages such as Islamic. Okay, so then they also have to deal with like a region of text that you are not supposed to move cursor into. They have to deal with that. So that's why it's kind of, complicated. So that's why I don't use this, I don't like, but our question is like, what is paragraph start? So look at the documentation. Documentation. Paragraph start is a variable defined in paragraphs.el. Its value is, okay, so this is how they define a paragraph. Okay, so that thing means line break. Okay, that's forward. That's one of the ASCII characters called line feed. Okay, form feed. It's old practice. You guys may not know. Anyway, that character is code point 12 in ASCII. Okay, called form feed. So that's let's go back. So describe paragraph start. Okay, so it's defined as a string of regular expression. Form feed character, which is a line break, which like a page break. Okay, which in Emacs Lisp code it means page break, or it just means like something like that. Okay, like you put a break, line, something, code something. That's so. But in Emacs they use this Control Q L. That's what the Emacs people use. It's an invisible character, form feed, to mean just like that. Okay. Again, I have an article on that. I have several articles. Search for form feed, you'll find it. Okay. So we digressed far enough yet. So paragraph start, let's describe variable. Let's see. So it's a regular expression. So it's a form feed or God. Then so it's a bunch of blanks, bunch of white space. So let's turn on show white space. Press. So it's a space, then a tab, space or tab. Okay, then 0 or more and end. So a paragraph is defined. So if you have a form feed, that's the beginning of paragraph. Okay, or it's a space or tab, one or more. So rejects for beginning of the line, that starts or separates paragraph. Okay. Yeah, anyway, that's a deal. Okay, so I don't like it. So anyway, that's so let's go back. Okay, now we got confused. We digressed into several levels. So let's keep track of what we're doing. So that other people have some idea what we talked about. Okay, so originally we were talking about mark paragraph. Okay, so copy that. Okay, add corner brackets, and make it HTML and make it that and show in browser. So we talked about these things. Okay, a digression. Now go back to, so close that, go back to, so go back to, yeah, our code. Okay. Could you use Markdown? So is that a bad thing? It seems like a do what I mean command, which is more idiomatic to Emacs. Yeah, that's up to you. Okay, so for me, no, I want universal. It depends on the situation, you know, so depends on the situation. For some situation, you want a command that's universal. Let's say common command, you know, so in Emacs Lisp, the common syntax is that, so you always call the same command. Doesn't matter it's in Python or whatever language. You know, the command will depends on the language and do the command, right? So maybe, so that's fitting. But for the paragraph, you know, so here's the thing. What does a paragraph mean in a programming language? Okay, it kind of depends. For example, you know, I can tell you what's wrong with a mark paragraph, because in HTML, if you call mark paragraph, it's unpredictable. Okay, for example, copy the whole file, new buffer, paste. This is Xar's talk show today. Save it, XX, random number. Okay. Okay, so .html, so there it is, save it. Wait, we named it wrong, so rename it. So this is okay, so here is a HTML file, a copy of today's talk show. Now let's make it HTML mode. Okay, that's a built-in Emacs mode for HTML. Do it. Okay, that's the default. Now, when you call mark paragraph, let's see what happens. Okay, mark paragraph, do it. Okay, it goes one line above. You see there's an extra blank line at the top. Okay, so what if you call it here? So you see, what the fuck is that? You know, what is the meaning of paragraph? Can you see? So can you see Francis Holder? You see? Okay, my cursor is here, called mark paragraph. It does that. Now if my cursor is here, what does it do? It goes up to meta. So does that mean it's somehow dependent on, so what is it depend on? So if my cursor is here, called mark paragraph, it went down. So if my cursor is here, called mark paragraph, it went down again. So what the fuck is your meaning of paragraph? So if my cursor is here in a body called mark paragraph, okay, so it always go downwards. So if my cursor is here before the body tag, call it still go down. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't want to spend 1 hour to find out. You see, that's a problem. So for code, you don't have, you know, the general concept of paragraph should be a block of code separated by blank lines, or you could go semantic. You know, a paragraph just means like the element, you know, whatever nested complete element. You could do that. But in the default HTML mod, I don't know what the fuck it is. So anyway, that's an example. Okay, delete this file. Okay. Okay, so delete that file. Let's make sure we are not confused. Okay, so close that, close that. Okay, so that's a digression about the mark paragraph. Now we digress so much. Now we need to get back to get this to work. Okay, let's get on to that. Close that. Let's see. Okay, so well, so okay, so let's make a screenshot so we have a record of that. Okay, wait, yeah, so we don't care about that. Okay, so now well, now we were coding this. Yes, okay, now remember we are coding this command begin end. okay, and markdown text, okay, script path, okay. This is Argo outline, okay, Argo outline, perfect documentation, okay. Then set, and this part is set x begin, set begin end point positions, okay, not point my ass, okay. Then set markdown text. So now we got a call shell command. So we need to modify the Python script so that it takes input from standard in. Okay, so now let's put need to feed wait, okay, to stand in to the script. Okay, that's what we need to do. Prettify the code, put it back, syntax correct, show in browser. Now we have we know what we are doing. Okay, here is the Emacs Lisp code. Now we need to modify the Python code. Okay, the Python code needs to take input from standard input. Okay, so how to do that? Python. Oh, I don't know Python. Let's read my tutorial. So I forgot where. STDIN. Oh, Python says stand out, but there is no stand in. Oh God. So how do you, so in Python, how do you get the stand in? That's the question. Do I know? Do you guys know? Probably some of you know. So what you guys saying? Is that a bad thing? It seems okay. Can you create an entire program like example Windows Word using Python code only? Can you create an entire program like example Windows Word using Python code only? What do you mean? Seems like you went back to the last unclosed tag. Okay, use subprocess. So what do you? So I don't know how. So right now our job is to make the Python script to take standard input. I don't know how to do that. So and my tutorial doesn't cover it. So let's ask grok. In Python, how to get STDIN. I've done this before. Oh yeah, sys stand in, obviously. Okay, so now let's go to the Python code here. So you need to take stand in, import sys read. Okay, so that's right. Okay, so do we care about that? No. Okay, markdown text is just that competitive programming my ass. Don't like competitive programming because those competitive programmers, they are useless. They are just good for like fast coding, but for real, creating a huge project, they are like not very good. Okay, read or input at once. Yeah, shut up. Okay, so that's simple, as simple as that. Is that the magical? Yes. Okay, so let's save it. Okay, can we test it? Yes, we can. Yeah, but it's involved. Okay, so yeah, we can test it. Okay, markdown to HTML. Okay, so so that's so you want to create another file. Okay, let's open this one, make a backup, go to the directory, rename this Markdown. Okay. Let's say sample Markdown. Okay, let's make it sample Markdown. Okay, and this is called it sample HTML. Okay, HTML output. Okay, let's X it so they are in the same location, and now let's add underscore to them. Okay, then mark these two files, copy their file path, close it, and there, link them, and so Markdown to HTML. This one no longer exists. Okay, so here is our code. So here is the Markdown to HTML, and here is okay output. So sample Markdown input. So there. So in this file, we need to put a sample Markdown input. So how do you do that? You go to Markdown link. Where is my Markdown tutorial? So I'm just showing browser. Okay. So some Markdown tutorial. So copy that. So sample, paste it. Okay. So we got our sample. Now let's not make it too complicated. Let's just say easy. Okay. There it is. Okay. Sample Markdown. Save it. Close it. Okay. Now we want to test this script, feeding it the standard in. Okay. Open this directory in shell, in PowerShell, magnify. Okay. Then call this command. So copy the command name. Close it. Okay, so we need to write a shell command. Okay, so we are multi-language coding. So you need PowerShell now. PowerShell, you need to call this command with standard input. How do you feed it standard input? You can. So in PowerShell, how do you pass the standard input? God. Okay. So are you guys following me? Say yes. Okay, if you are still here, make this, active, make my video active. So let me know if you are still watching. Do I make sense? Am I going too slow? Okay, so PowerShell search, I don't think I cover standard in. Oh, PowerShell, run PowerShell from command. No, that's different thing. Okay. Yeah, so my tutorial don't have the. Okay, so let's ask grok. Okay, so first of all, let's put that into our okay, so wait. Okay, so put it back. So let's ask grok in Python how to get stand-in. Copy. So that's the grok answer. And then we want to know in PowerShell how to get stand-in. Okay, new question, paste. Oh, we don't want to get stand-in. We want to pass. We want to pass the stand-in to the Python program. Okay. Well, in that case, it's just get content. Okay, yeah, there. Get content. I know. Okay, so get console, here's what we do. Okay, so PowerShell get content what file. So the file would be sample markdown. Okay, so that is the file. Okay, so this file, copy file path, close. Okay, so and now go back to PowerShell, get content, this file. Okay, oh yeah, path. Okay, oh right, the dot. Oh, the Python can just say dash. That's right. Okay, we skipped. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So one way to do it is like this, okay? Then the Python file name. So what is the Python file name? HTML Markdown to HTML Python. What? Oh God, showing browser. So oh yeah, okay. So .py, search for .py. Okay, so here is the Python code. Copy the file path. Okay, so you just, so this is one way to do it. Okay, so you say Python. Okay, one line. So that's one way. Another way, which we learned, is just forget about get content. You just do it like that. Okay, I think so. So there are two ways. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so pass into the Python script method 1. Okay, we are commenting it so that other people watching this can know what I'm doing. So this is the way. Okay, I think. Yeah, let's try. Okay. Wait. So oh, actually, you need to do this way. You need to do them both, I think. Do you guys know? Okay, ACP. Hello, ACP Junior. So we have a file, this file. We want to pass it, the content, to the Python script, a standard in. So is this the way to do it? Let's try. So put this back, showing browser, syntax correct. So we did, this is asking grok. So let me comment and okay, so grok answer. Okay, we asked grok. Then here is a simple example, and here is the script and here is a sample output HTML, and in Python how to get stand in. Okay, that's a grok answer, and yeah, grok answer, which is actually pretty simple, and we can show the code. It's just that. Okay, and then we need to test that, so copy that. So let's test that. Okay, can this work? Try it. Yes, you see, one-shot coding. Perfection. you know, in video games, when you did something right, you know, they will say something perfect. Or sometimes it's girls, you know, sexual, orgasmic voice. Like when you did something correct, you'll go, oh, oh, perfect. Okay, so where are we? So we got the so this works. We don't need that. So let's clean it. Method 2. Okay, so we don't need. That's not. Okay, let's just that. Okay, okay. Color it. Should refresh. Fantastic. Okay. So now the final step. Emacs Lisp. There. Okay. Now we know the syntax. So here you so copy this. So what you do here is you call wait, you need to call PowerShell. Jesus. Because in Emacs by default, when you call shell command, it calls the command.exe. Fucking idiots. Okay, I know. So in Emacs, right now the problem is, here is a problem, okay? Feed X Markdown text to stand in of the script, okay? How do you do that? So Emacs Lisp tutorial will tell you, okay? So this is Emacs Lisp shell command. So there's a section call shell command, okay? Call shell command on region. Okay, let's try that. Shell command on region. It calls a shell command on region. Are we calling a shell command? Yes. And so call a shell command, feed the Emacs region to stand in. That's what we want. And take the stand out optionally, replacing the region. That's what we want. Okay. In fact, I got the Python code stand in read stuff. Okay, and we got a code here. Okay, shell command on region. It's just copy paste coding. Fantastic. We don't even have to work anymore. Delete whatever. So shell command on region, basically just this. Okay, shell command on region. Begin end. Oh, okay. X begin. X end. That's our region. Then command string. Oh, command string. So let's define our command string. Then we don't need this anymore. Command string is gonna be, now where does this come from? Yeah, command string is here. Okay, let's see. Wait, call shell command on region. Wait a minute, it's still calling the command.exe. So yeah, but I think that that'll work because the command.exe will simply call Python. There's no complicated stuff. Okay, let's try it. So command on region. Okay, then command string, you need to set command string. So the command string is a script path. Wait, what's my script path there? And you don't need this then, but you need hyphen. Okay, so let's go back. Yeah, so you need a hyphen at the end. Python Markdown, Python script name hyphen, that takes that in. So Python script path, then hyphen. Okay, So that is a command string, and the command string is a variable, so local variable. So let's, so you need to define it, a local variable, don't forget. And let's rename it to be the more, let's just leave it, okay? Clean the code, highlight, highlight the command string. Okay, so set command string equals to that. Then feed X markdown text. Okay, so actually we don't even need to define this. Okay, so shell command on region begin and command string. And what's neo t? Okay, what the fuck is that? Okay, shell command on region. So okay, so it's a complicated start and command optional. Oh, output buffer. Okay, you need to write. So what is the output? Okay, so you need the output buffer. Describe function. Am I doing good? So the Python package come with a command line tool. Oh, you don't need it. Yeah, okay, so but you don't need it. Okay, so how many people are watching? 3. Please God, 4. Okay. Fuck YouTube. Okay, so shell command on region, that's the right command, start and position and the command. Okay, then optional, then output buffer. So describe function, let's see. What does the output buffer? Oh God, very complicated. Can you see? The documentation is a few pages. Now let's look at my tutorial, because my tutorial might explain it better. No. Okay. Optional fourth argument, output buffer specify where to put the command's output. If the value is a buffer or buffer name, erase the buffer and insert it. The nil value of shell command don't erase buffer, prevent erasing. Okay, any other nil value means insert the buffer, insert the output in the current buffer after start. Okay, nil. Okay, so it's just nil. Okay, so this, you see, Emacs doesn't have named parameters. That's why you got neo t. You don't know what it means. So output for neo, t means replace, t replace true, error buffer neo, replace. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, so that neo t. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's double check one more time. Let's compact it. Okay. Select region. Send it to Python script STDIN via shell command.exe. Okay, get the output, replace buffer text with that. Okay, that's what, right. Okay, So let's okay, so that's, here's a whole code. Okay, go to the beginning, xutf, make this declare lexical binding, make a backup, go to the directory, b4 byte compile. Okay, you got some issues. Warning, unused lexical variable markdown. Okay, so yeah, we can fix it because we are actually not using it. Unused variable. Okay, in fact, let's delete the whole. Do you guys know what I'm doing? See, this text, we don't need the text. We just need the beginning and position. Okay, and let's see. Prettify the code. Okay, looks like that. Okay, make a backup, byte compile, no error. Fantastic. Run the code. Okay, I think this code is ready to run. When we call this meta x in Emacs on a region of Markdown, it will do the job. And that'll be it for the day. Just, example. But in real code, you have to like do a few other things. For example, you don't want this script, this magical script. For example, you're gonna, put this on websites so other people can use it, right? But before they use it, they need to create a magical script, this Python, which is not necessary because in Emacs, you can create this script on the fly, right? So you need to fix that. But for now, let's just try this, see if this works, okay? So now, let's open a new buffer. Let's go to a Markdown. Let's get some Markdown. Copy Markdown, paste the Markdown. So here is a bunch of Markdown. Let's delete the rest, okay? Just that. So let's put the cursor here. Wait, it's copy. So what's the command name? Okay, copy. Let's go here. Now, call the command HTML markdown to HTML Python. Do it. Okay, wrong. Okay, so wait. Undo. Let's do it. Let's call it again. Let's see what it can open file xar user emxd temp. Okay, no such file directory, so it cannot use a xar emacs temp xar info talk show markdown. So okay, so it cannot find the file script. Oh, okay, script path. Okay, you cannot use this shortcut because the command.exe don't understand this tilde. Okay, so you need that. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, evaluate the buffer. Let's try it again. Now maybe I need backslash. I don't know. Okay, go back here, delete that, move the cursor here, or do it. Did it work? No. Okay, let's try something else. Call it. Do it. It worked. It worked, guys. Select all. Meta X, HTML Markdown to HTML Python. Do it. Fantastic and beautiful. They must also pip install. Yeah, that's required. Yeah, so that's required. So we need to put that into documentation. Because that's the design of this command to call the Python. Yeah, so you need to say you need to have the Python mark. Yeah, that's annoying thing. So this script, this command, so let me clean up first, okay? So it's working, so you can see, but now we need to clean up. So you need to say you need to have Python installed, and you need to have Python Markdown lib installed. And annoying. So this, okay, so that's, for this live stream, that's what it is, okay? So put the code back and syntax show in browser. Okay, so that's it today. I hope you guys like it. I think everything is clear. If you have questions, ask me, okay? So we got this code to work, but it requires Python installed. That's obviously requirement. But then a nasty issue is that you need the user to install Python Markdown lib library. It's not pleasant because, you can assume people have Python installed because we are coders. What you're doing with Markdown to HTML, right? But then you do not want to assume people know Python, how to code Python. So when you say you need Python Markdown library installed, they are like, what does that mean? What library? Which one? How do I install it? Like ask Grok. Grok will tell you. You need to do Python pip, pip something. So anyway, so this works, and yeah, so this part I don't really like. I wish Python has it built in, or is there a language has it built in? So far as I know, not in JavaScript. In JavaScript you need to download the common mark or some other. We talked about 2 days ago, common mark.js. You need to install it. It's npm. It has 10 dependencies, the dev dependency. Then you need to build it. Then you churn out a script. Then you can use it. Complex fuck. And Python, apparently, it turns out that it's not built in. You need to install this pip markdown. So that's not satisfactory. And for Golang, I believe I asked Grok, you also have to install a external library. So that's shit. Markdown to HTML, is there not like one programming language that has it as a built-in library? Maybe, probably not, because it's not core to a programming language. So alternatively, if you want to write an Emacs command that do that, so you can have the user install a Markdown to HTML command line script. And it's another step. So the best is actually just Elisp code. Okay, so like the Emacs Lisp code I have here. So I need to spend few hours, like actually 20 hours, to make this robust. So I think that's it for today. But so what we need to do, what I want to do is to look at the Markdown code. How does Python do it? Let's do that. Okay, let's do that. So now, given a Python library, how do you find where's the source code? I don't remember, but I have looked into. So go to Kazaa Python tutorial, print version, built-in help. Let's see, print version. Then this related Python path and module. File path functions, print version, get script path, import module, show module doc, okay, list module functions, list module, list loaded modules, okay, module search path there. Okay, so let's run that code. Let's see where is it? Where the fuck did they put in on my computer when you pip something? Okay, Python, paste, run it, run the code. Okay, here is the output, and paste the output and make it one line per line. Okay, so it's in app data. Okay, so it's in app data, local programs Python. I mean, where did I put, when did I put in app data? So where is the command Python? Do it. User app data local program. Okay, so it's in app data. Okay, so it's in app data. So open that, lib, markdown. Wait, search for markdown. Wait, that's not there. Side packages. Okay, so app data, local programs, Python 312, lib, side packages. Now search for markdown. There it is. So let's look at the code. Now this is gonna be, okay, this is gonna be next live stream. Maybe not next one, because next one I probably going to do Wolfram language. So this is gonna be, you know, in a few days, okay, where I'm going to look at the code. So this is another topic about the question of algorithm of text processing. Do you grab text? Do you turn them into a character array or byte array, or do you deal them as string? Like, what do you do? Okay, so this is text processing question. So let's look at, oh god, HTML parser. They actually have a HTML parser. What? So this is getting interesting because, there's different approaches. Do you actually use a parser, or do you just do like a regular expression? But why do you need a HTML parser? Because you need a markdown parser, because this is turning into HTML. Why do you need a HTML parser? I don't know, but okay, so that's next one. So thank you guys for watching. Bye guys. Actually, how much preparation do you do before live stream? The short answer is basically 0. Okay. The long answer is, I work on computer all day, so I have some thoughts, and I have a list of to-do. So it's, in a sense, even I have 0 preparation, it's kind of already prepared because I've been working on this. For example, the thought about creating Emacs Lisp code to do Markdown to HTML is a long time. Then I wrote it in live stream. Then I run into problems because, nested list or, issues. I know it's there. I already know because I have experience. So I already know I wanted to look at, Python, Golang, different languages. And the other question is how they do it, because in Emacs Lisp, you turn it into a buffer. So, you got a buffer, then you can move the cursor, you can insert here, remove there. But in other languages, all of them, you cannot do that. you got one giant string, fixed, immutable. So, but how do they do it? Of course, they can do it, but then it's maybe turning it into, byte array. Those are dynamic array. In different languages, depends. In Golang, it might be what they call a slice of run. Run is basically the character type for Golang of UTF-8 characters, Unicode characters. So you turn it into a like slice of run, and slice means like basically just means dynamic array. Okay, it's array is a data type in Golang, so depends on the language. That's another interesting thing to look into. Okay, bye guys. Bye guys. Shut down. End stream. Pay me, okay? Don't forget, if you guys like my stuff, go to Xa Talk Show, xali.info. Okay, xali.info, HTTP, no S. Then go to the bottom, Patreon me, Amazon gift card me, PayPal me, okay?